Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video. I did a previous video of quick overview of my new Lenovo Ideapad 300. It's got a Core i3, a 4 gigs of memory, and a 500 gig hard drive. Now, since I did that video, I have opened it up, and the only things that are upgradable on it are the memory and the hard drive. I have not upgraded the memory because I don't have an 8 gig stick handy to throw into it. I may have one here soon, but not right now. But I did upgrade the hard drive. Now, I didn't have another SSD to throw in there. What I did have was a 500 gig hybrid hybrid drive. Now, if you're not familiar, a hybrid drive is one that is a standard hard drive. Typically a 5400 RPM hard drive, so nothing too special in that regard. But it does have a SSD component to it. Now, this one in particular has an 8 gig, which is fairly typical. You spend a little bit more and get a 32 gig SSD. And what it does is it puts the most commonly used piece of information onto that 8 gigs worth of SSD, and so your hard drive performance increases significantly. Now, it usually doesn't do it right away. You have to use the computer for a little while, a few reboots, and the more you use it, the faster it is. Now, if you use one particular application a bunch and then switch, it may be slow for a little while for the one, but then once you use the new one for a little while, then it will speed up just as it juggles. Now, that does not take any input from you. It just does it on its own. It has its own logic to do that. Now, where that comes into play, this is my second time running 3D Mark. I am using a slightly older version, but it's the same version I use on all of my systems. And when the first time I ran the 3D Mark, I got a score of about 2500. And just by upgrading the SSD, and I've used it for a couple of days with the SSHD, I got an improved score of 2700 points. So I went over 200 points more with upgrading the hard drive. And it definitely has made a huge difference in boot up times and in just the usability, web browsing even. Everything's a lot faster with the SSHD. So if you have a system that you want to get some better performance out of, upgrading that hard drive is a big step. And an SSHD is not much more expensive than a standard hard drive. I think a 1 terabyte laptop hard drive is about $60, and a SSHD is about $75 to $80. So it is a little bit more money, but if you look at a 500 gig SSD, you're looking at a few $100s for that upgrade. So and SSHD is definitely worthwhile if you don't necessarily need the absolute performance of an SSD, but need the increased. But you do want an increase in performance over a standard hard drive. It definitely is worth the investment. I've put an SSHD in all except for my most high performance laptops and even my desktop, and the increase in performance is definitely worth the money. So this is just a quick discussion before I go into the actual performance of the laptop. I wanted to just discuss what I'd done to it before I actually show you any performance with it. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.